Hi everyone. This week we're going to be talking about the benefits of knowing your personality type and what the good things about knowing your personality can help you and how that can help you in life. So, the benefits of a benefit means something good that you get out of something. So a benefit of taking a personality test, which you guys are going to be doing later on your Google Doc, is a few things that knowing your personality type might help you with. It might you might better understand other people. So after seeing your results, you might have a better understanding of all the different reactions and perceptions that other people might have to the same situations. We all have a different way of seeing and interacting with the world. So our perception is different. Perception is how you see things. So we both might watch the same movie or the same TV show, and we both might have totally different feelings about it. Last week I read an article to 6th grade about 9/11 and a mother who decided to forgive the terrorist who happened to kill her son. She decided to forgive the mother of that terrorist. So instead of being vengeful and wanting or seeking revenge against that family or being angry at the mother, she wanted to meet with the mother, and she wound up hugging the mother, crying with the mother, and they actually wound up forming a friendship. So everybody's perceptions are different in the way they interact with the world. Now, many people wouldn't be able to do that. They wouldn't be able to have empathy for somebody that had that tragic situation happen in their family. So going back to personalities, no personality is better, as we would say, than any other. It's just different. And each perspective brings something new and interesting to the table. So you could look at you and a good friend that you have. They have special qualities about them. You have special qualities about them. And that's what makes you both special and interesting. And then you could be good at certain things. They could be good at certain things, and you could help each other. People often fall into the trap of mistakenly believing that most other people share the same views, opinions, attitudes, and traits that they do. But we know that that's not all true. Like I said, not everybody has the same view, opinion, or attitude, or the same character traits as you. Having your own personal preferences highlighted and being able to glimpse at some of the traits that other people possess can be an eye-opener for you. Understanding some of your core personality traits as well as those of the people that you are close to can be helpful in your relationship. For example, I know in one of my other classes we talked about whether we were an extrovert or an introvert. An extrovert means that you like to socialize, you love to hang out with a group of friends, you like to be around people all the time. Introvert means that you are totally 100% okay with being alone. You like that alone time. You don't really like being out in a group of people. You'd rather hang out with one friend than a group of friends. And then there is an in-between introvert and extrovert, which is called an ambivert. So they are a little bit of an introvert and a little bit of an extrovert. And there was a 6th grade took a survey on that, and I actually took it with them, and I actually was an ambivert. So that meant a little bit of introvert, a little bit of extrovert. So I like sometimes being alone, and sometimes I like being with a group of people. By better knowing each other's personality traits, you can better respond to the needs of your loved ones, your friends, and build better, stronger partnerships. So, identifying your likes and dislikes. Maybe you've always hated talking on the phone, but you never really understood why. I know I don't like to talk on the phone, Perhaps you've always needed a little extra time to think about a problem before making a decision. By learning more about where you lie on the extroversion or introversion and thinking and feeling continuums, you might be able to understand why you prefer certain things and dislike certain things. This can come in handy when you're trying to make important decisions that might have an impact on the course of your life, like choosing a high school or choosing a college major or choosing your first job. Selecting a major and a career or profession that is aligned with your personality preferences might mean that you end up happier and more satisfied with the choice and your work in the long run of your life. Understanding which situations allow you to perform your best. So we all want to be the best that we can be. We all want to succeed, hopefully, right? So learning more about your personality can help you discover new ways to approach problems. We all have problems at some points in our life. If you discover that you tend to be on the high of the introversion, which means you like to be alone more, you might take care in the future to give yourself plenty of time to be comfortable in a situation before you introduce yourself to a new coworker, a friend, or a classmate. So you don't like to just go up and meet new people all of a sudden. Knowing what might work best for your type can give you new ideas on how to solve problems, deal with stress, cope with a conflict or a problem, and manage your work habits. Knowing your personality type can help you better understand your strengths and your weaknesses. We all have strengths, we all have weaknesses. So knowing what you are good at can be important in a wide variety of situations. Whether, again, you're picking your high school, you're picking a college, you're picking your first job. You might recognize that certain aspects of your personality might qualify as strengths in some situations and maybe a weakness in another situation. You might be strong in organizing and have good organizational skills, and that can be a strength. It can sometimes trip you up in another situation if you don't have all the power in that situation. So it depends on the situation. Okay, so we don't want to place too much emphasis on your personality type because we know that we can all change and we all do change throughout our lives. So we're all changing every day. Okay, so I have a quote for you, and I just want you to think about what the quote means. The quote is, "People look for retreats for themselves in the country, by the coast, or in the hills. There is nowhere that a person can find a more peaceful and trouble-free retreat than in his own mind. So constantly give yourself this retreat and renew yourself." By Marcus Aurelius. What do you think that means? Okay, I think it means that only really you have the power to give yourself peace of mind. So that's why I thought that, we've been learning about friendship, empathy. We've learned about bullying in the beginning of the year. So really, you have the most power over your life, okay? And you have the most power over your mind and how to make yourself happy. So to me, that's what this quote means. And learning about your own personality is going to help you with your friendships and your relationships, which then help you with empathy and, like I said, your friendships and getting healthy communication, which we were talking about. And if you have all those things, then you would never be a bully because you would be respectful, you would be showing empathy towards other people and having healthy communication. So this is what the survey looks like that I'm going to be putting on your Google Doc, and it's just asking if you are an optimist or a pessimist. So I talked about whether you are more towards an introvert, which means like more you like to be alone more, or just hang out with like one friend. Some people call it being shy, but it's not so much as being shy. It's really just you like, more being by yourself. And then we talked about extrovert, which means that you like to be in social settings, you like to meet new people, you like to be in a group of people. And then in the middle, ambivert is kind of like the mix of the two, which I said when I took that other personality quiz, I was the mix of the two. So sometimes I like to be alone and sometimes I like to be with a group of people. So today, in your Google Doc, you are going to be figuring out if you are an optimist or a pessimist. Optimist means you like to look on the positive side of things. Pessimist means that you more think negative. Okay, so you wouldn't be thinking positive. Okay, so this quiz will be up and you will read it and get a score for yourself. And the score will tell you whether you are on the optimist side, the pessimist side, or in the middle, which would be a little bit of both. Okay? Again, optimist is positive, pessimist would be more towards negative. Okay? So we talked about personalities today. So I just want you to think a little bit about your personality and how that affects your relationships on the daily. Okay? Hope you enjoyed the lesson and go into the Google Doc and finish your work. Thanks.